Hello everybody, I'm Phil Martin and welcome to my very first YouTube video using my Sentimentally Yours products. So on today's card I'm going to be showing you how to get the most from my Baroque stamps and how to use my precious metals sparkle texture paste. Texture paste is something that I absolutely adore, and obviously because I've got my own colour range with Cosmic Shimmer, it means I can now bring you those in conjunction with my stamps and give you lots of different ideas. So this is the card we're going to do today. I've actually used two different tones of the sparkle texture paste. Not something that everybody thinks you can do, but actually it's a really good effect once you've done that. So let's get cracking. For this card we're going to be using my Baroque Collection. Now the Baroque Collection is probably, and I know you're not supposed to have favourites, but it's probably one of my all-time favourites. I think because of the font that I've used, the styling of it is really classical, it's very elegant, and I love the fact that you can use it all in different ways as well. So what you're looking at here are the actual sentiments, the Baroque sentiments 1 and 2, they are the original ones, but then I added more to it. So we added the smaller ones, so you've got smaller sentiments there. And then I added even more, so this is the occasions ones, so for all those occasions where happy birthday just doesn't work. Then you've got the inspirational phrases. These are stamps that I use quite a lot. So instead of, like, if you just want to make a card or send something to somebody, it doesn't have to be a card, MDF they work really well with, but you don't actually want to say happy birthday or anything, it's just a nice inspirational phrase. Then you've got the borders there, those gorgeous borders at the bottom that the sentiments fit inside. Then carrying on, then we've got the Baroque corners. So these are the everyday ones, the ones that you would use the most in your crafting. And then you've got the relative corners, which I've used quite a lot. In fact, you'll be using those in this demo. And you've got 8 in there as well. You notice they're all featuring that beautiful detail at the end, the fleur-de-lis. And then this is one of the newer additions to this collection. This is the Baroque birthday verses. And I actually designed these to work well with my dies, my From the Heart collection dies. It's the same font. So if you've got any of my dies, you can use these stamps with them and know that it will coordinate. And absolutely you can with these verses as well. So as a complete look, as a complete collection of stamps, they're kind of the go-to ones, the ones that you will go to all the time. When you're struggling for something that's not too fussy, not too girly, not too masculine, somewhere kind of in between, classical is probably the right way to go. This is what you've got from the Baroque Collection. So what I'm going to show you here is how to use my sparkle texture paste. The two colours you see in the background there, I'll just wiggle so you can see that lovely sparkle. Yeah. You've got the, I've used the titanium in there and the platinum from my precious metals collection. Love sparkle texture paste, I use it so many times. In fact, I love texture paste full stop. But the sparkle one is the easier one to use if you've never done it before. So I'm going to show you how to blend two colours together. Yeah, put that to one side. So, you know I don't do messy. I'm not a messy crafter, although I've got to say sparkle texture paste is not messy really in the slightest. So to save me having to clean up after, a little bit of kitchen roll there, doesn't have to be any particular brand or anything, it's just to keep my mat clean. I'm going to use the fleur-de-lis mask, really because it matches my Baroque stamps perfectly. So again, complete coordination is what we're after. And the frame that I used on the card, yeah, so the bit inside with the texture paste is actually the bit that's come from the card, the waist if you like, so waist knot, want knot, make it work for you. And I'll put that there. So I'll pop that in the centre there and we'll pop the mask on top. So different people again have different preferences for this. I like to cut my card a little bit smaller than my mask, yeah, so I know that I'm going to get the edges overlapping. Some people like to do it in the middle of a large piece of card and then trim it afterwards, but I really can't see the point in that. I might as well do it on the size that I want and put it to one side to dry. And if I can find the end of this tape, we'll put a little bit around the edges. So removable tape, this is really only there to stop the mask from moving when I'm putting the texture paste on. You don't need to go all the way around with sparkle texture paste because it's a little bit thicker, and I will show you in a second. So I'm just holding that in place there, and a little bit at the bottom. Now a little tip for you, if you're going to use the pearl texture paste, which is my other one, is a little bit thinner, so you've got more chance of things, of the paste seeping underneath the gaps in your mask. So I would squirt the back with some removable adhesive spray before you stick the mask over the card, and then you're minimising the gaps that you can get there. So I'll just show you sparkle texture paste. This is my platinum, yeah. That's how it comes to you, and that's the titanium, darker shade. That's how it comes to you in its little pot. It lasts for such a long time, depending on how much you use, but you only actually use a little bit on the mask. Much thicker. So if you've never done texture paste before, or it's something you've been scared to have a go at, have a go with the sparkle one. Let me just show you. It's actually more like a gel, yeah, with the glitter encapsulated in it, so you've got less chance of things going wrong with that. And it's a gorgeous, gorgeous colour. Okay, so what people might not think, or what you might not have thought of doing before, is mixing two different colours. Particularly with this mask, I could do the centre in one colour and all the way around the edge in another colour. I could do complete stripes of 4 different colours if I wanted to. It's entirely up to me. But I'm just going to do the middle with the titanium, which again is quite thick. It's the same product, just a different colour. Yeah, just remember not to waste too much because it does go a long way. If you're going to mix colours, which is what I'm going to do in a second, they're going to overlap. Try and just get out what you actually need. So a little bit onto my palette knife there. This is a plastic palette knife. Personal choice again, whether you use a plastic one or whether you use a metal one. I actually think the plastic ones are a little bit more forgiving. So just pop that on. If you can butter toast, is what they say. If you can butter toast, you can do texture paste. That's all there is to it. So sparkle texture paste, as I said at the top of the demo, is really, really easy to work with. It doesn't matter that I've done quite a few scrapes there, yeah, because it's thicker. If I was doing this with the Phill one, the plain texture paste, you would do it in as little or as few strokes as you can. I'll pop that back in there. Now you'll see why I use kitchen roll, just to clean my palette knife. That's obviously not wasted either because I've scraped all the excess off. So now there is no titanium on there, only the odd few scraps. I'm going to take a little bit of the platinum, and what I'm going to do, because I don't want to contaminate it until I actually get to the line, so I'm going to start at the top and just spread the paste all the way along the top, yeah. And then I'm going to turn this around because I still don't want to contaminate it, because remember I've still got to put this palette knife back in the pot. I'm going to turn the whole thing around. And I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up for this one as well. So that means I'm doing all the platinum in one go. So now it doesn't actually matter if I overlap a little bit, which is exactly what I wanted to do. I need a little bit more on there. Let's see if I've got any on there. Yeah, we'll just get in there. Just hold the kitchen roll. Overlap a little bit. Missed a bit there, so let's fill that in with that. So the overlapping is what we're trying to do. We're trying to get the colours to blend into each other as opposed to being a really harsh line, and that's what you'll get from this. Okay, that's perfect. So I'll spin that around to the right side, get rid of the mess. Do you see how little I've wasted? That's literally it. There's nothing on my palette knife. Put that to one side, pop the lid back on. Remember to put your lid back on because it will dry out. So now I'm going to take off the removable tape, all 4. Remember to take all 4 off. I have made that mistake in the past where I've only taken 3 off and left the bottom one on, and the mask has kicked up into the texture paste. So I'm peeling one corner off. I'm just going to hold that corner with my pokey tool and then take the mask completely away. And I'll show you how that looks. There you go. So now we've gone from 2 colours to make and adding them together. So effectively from 2 colours we've got lots of different ways we can use it. We can use the titanium on its own, the platinum on its own. You can mix them together, and there you go. That's how it looks when it's wet. I'll just give it a little wiggle. It will be dry in about half an hour, 45 minutes. The sparkle one dries relatively quickly, but obviously I haven't got time to sit and wait for that to dry. I'll just pop that there. I've got one all ready for you. Just pop that. Oh, incidentally, I can leave the sparkle texture paste on there till it's bone dry, and it will wash off in the sink with soapy water. The pearl one, if you use the pearl one, needs to be cleaned much quicker. So just pop that in there. And there's the mess. There is none. This is the one that I've prepared for the demo so that it's drier. So you can see how it actually sparkles even more when it's dry. The glitter really comes to the fore when it's dried up. And now we can start putting that together. So this is where I've got to, because you don't want to watch me stamping and glittering lots and lots of corners and edges. So I've used the relative corners on here, the Baroque relative corners. Absolutely love them. In fact, I've used them probably more than any of my other relative sets that I've done before, because everybody's covered in there. You've got uncle in there, auntie and everybody. So that's where I've got to with that. Matted and laid the frame so that I've got some height from the frame, and I've got the depth now. I've now got a little inlay or a little aperture there for me to pop this texture paste into. I'll do that with my Cosmic Shimmer glue all the way around the edge, and just a little squiggle in the middle. Now remember, if you've not heard me say this before, you don't need loads and loads of Cosmic Shimmer glue. It's so strong. And remember, it's a wet glue, so if you put too much on, the chances of your card going kinky are increased. So I'll just pop that under there. We don't want kinky card, so don't put too much glue on. Let's just hold that in place for a second, and already that's set. Oh, that's gorgeous, gorgeous. Even if I say so myself, I'm absolutely loving that already. Let you have a quick look. Gorgeous colours. And what we've got here is we've got the die by Sue Wilson. This is the Grace on the outside. Love Grace because it's, I can't remember what Sue calls it. It's either a round oval or something like that. So it's an oval but in a round style. Now I'm going to pop that straight in the centre. And the sentiment I've used on there, the With Love, is from the very first set of Baroque stamps that I did, the original Baroque sentiments. Ooh. Now you do need to pop a little bit of glue on your foam tape or foam pads, whichever you use, because we've used the texture paste. We don't want it to fall off. Just pop that straight in the centre. That's not straight, that's straight. There we go. So that's where we're at now. I'm just going to finish off with a little bit of decoration. Little bit, you know what my little bit is. So we've got the, this is the, I can't remember what these are called. Come on, Phil, think. It's the lace edge leaves. So there's that many. I have to keep remembering myself. So this is the lace edge leaves from Sue, but I need to snip that bottom part off because that's too long. I only want the top half. Snip that bottom part off, but I'll save those. And I'm just going to pop the leaves up there. So now you know why I do the glittering beforehand. Can you imagine if I was doing all this glittering? You'd just be watching me with glue and glitter for hours. Not very exciting. And what I've got here, I'll just quickly show them for you. So this flower I've got here is actually the daisies, the delicate daisies, complete with the open camellia inside, and one of our Creative Expressions dazzlers. Different way to use your flowers. Oops, stuck to my finger. We'll pop that on, and then we're nearly done. So all I do when I'm popping my flowers on, you've probably seen me enough times to know that I like to come actually into the area that's got the sentiment, but you just need to make sure that it's not actually covering any of your letters so that they are still readable. And we'll do the same from the other side. Pop that on there. Gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful. And then some more little camellias with the dazzler inside. We'll put that, so I'll have one there, one there. Pop them on first. Oops. One up there. And then we'll have one more just down here. And I think I've got another flower somewhere. Oh, there you are, thank you. Pop that one there. Oops. Hold it for a second. That one there. And there we go. So, texture paste in the background is what's given us that gorgeous, gorgeous backdrop. Because I chose the titanium and the platinum, it's a very, very classy, elegant set of colours to work together. So you've got that in the background, so although it's very sparkly, it is in the background and not in the foreground. You've got the gorgeous stamping, and I've just stamped those with Black Soot Distress ink, which is one of my favourite inks to stamp with. Same with the centre, and then you've got the little bit of decoration around the edge. So, sparkle texture paste. Now you've seen me do it, have a go yourself. Try mixing colours, try mixing more than 2 colours. It will work whichever way you do it. Have fun with it. Don't forget to treat yourself to the Baroque stamps, and I shall see you soon. Thanks a lot.